Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is Douglas Brown with DAB Greenscapes with another shoe review. It has been a while. It's been a few weeks, but family and work come first. And with that out of the way, I can certainly say that it's time to do a review. And what are we doing today? Yes, Keen Targhee III. Long time promised, and there is all the details there. And you can also see the price as well. I bought these at a local European store, actually at a very nice store in mid-Florida, and it's considered a European walking store, and they concentrate on Keen quite a bit. And today is the Targhee III. I bought them several weeks ago, and I've been wearing them casually and for work, and I want to give you an honest review of them. I want to start with how they look and how they appear fresh out of the box. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, there'll be a little dust on them, but that's really, these are just basically just a few miles in. Beautiful Keen looking shoe, waterproof as you can see. It's got full support and straps, the EVA foam on the bottom, typical lug work. You'll see nubuck leather, not the cheap leather. This is the top grain nubuck leather. They started this with a long time ago, 20, 30 years, or early 2000s I should say, with this huge toe bumper, and they've had it ever since in all of their major walking shoes. You can see the 4mm lugs on the bottom, and it's got the plastic TPU shank on the bottom. A little thinner, but we'll get into that as we go along. This is an updated shoe from the Targhee III. This shoe is comfortable when you first put it on. There is a major difference to this, and let me tell you, you're gonna feel the difference. This is a lighter shoe with both pairs coming in just under 2 pounds. The Targhee II came in at roughly 2 pounds. This is 1 pound, 14 ounces, somewhere in there. They have made it a little thinner, a little leaner, and according to their website, a little grittier. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna put these shoes to the test over the next few months. Yes, it's Florida, but this does have a breathable mesh. It is waterproof, what we'll need. We're coming into our season. We've already had copious amounts of rain in the last several weeks. But let's take a good in-depth review of this shoe. So in the shoe, when I first put it on, was very comfortable. It does come with what they call, basically, it is their, it's their clean sock. And basically, it's orthopedic as well, but it's made for smell and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily put too much weight in these liners as I end up pulling them out. It's very thin. It does not have, it has a really nice heel cup, as you can see. Does have arch support. Even labeled arch support. But I don't give much to these other than the first few weeks that I wear them. I like to test them out and see if they actually hold up. This one has so far, and again, it has their, some clean, I forget the name of it, but basically, it covers the smell that comes within walking shoes. Obviously, you're gonna sweat, perspire, might even get some water in these, and we're gonna talk about how water will get into these shoes. But it's a nice shake. It's a nice liner. Full board lasting, as you can see on the inside, full board lasting. It does have its, what they call their Keen Dry, waterproofing all the way around. All the way around, really nice. Fully gusseted. It doesn't come up as high as I would like. Actually, when it's down, you can see there's a little dip right here, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Full lacing system, and I'll operate these in a moment. It does come all the way around. It does an adequate job of pulling around, not quite as tight as I would like. Inside here is a TPU shank. It's got Madman materials. This is an EVA foam, and it's compressed foam. Basically, they take a metal mold and they put the EVA foam in there, and they blow it up, and they, when it rises, it actually takes the shape of the mold. So even though these are multiple colors, this is just an EVA foam. This does have a really hardened rubber on it. This is Keen's system. I had problems in the last one wearing, and we're gonna show those to you in just a minute. Again, it does have the TPU shank, and that's basically for your support for your midfoot and for your arch support. Out of the box, it felt comfortable, felt really nice. A couple of the problems that I felt with them, these shoes, is actually, look how low this is right here. And I'm gonna use a tape measure just to show you. At the point, it comes up to about just about 3 3/4. Believe it or not, you see the 4, but if I could put it right, it's actually 3 3/4 at the lowest drop here. And so to show you the difference between the new Targhee III and the Targhee II, this was the Targhee II, and it has a 4.25 or almost 4.5. I mean, it's really big. And this is, again, the low. This is not the mid. So when they've really made a comparison, and you can see the drop there, it is an incredible drop. So when I put these on, the first problem that I had was when I started walking was, man, I didn't feel like my laces were tight enough. But when I put the laces tight, I then started hurting my top foot in the midsection. So even though I didn't have any heel slip at that point, I was getting a lot of pressure right here. This was very thinly padded, and unfortunately this one's the same. It's not a greatly padded shoe like other shoes I've had. But other than that, the shoe was fairly comfortable. I'm still working out on how to best lace them, how to tie them. Is the top tight versus the mid? So I've been working with it in order not to get the heel slip. What happens is these last laces, the lace point here, actually does a fairly good job. As you can see, I can loosen these up. These are loose. These are not for design only. These are fully functional. And as I pull tight, as you can see, it will pull this over. Now it is supposed to wrap around the heel, but I'm missing almost up to a 1/2 inch here that would normally wrap around the foot. And this is an immediate drop as to where the Targhees, although it not quite as severe, at least it had more material. And so when I pulled tight, it snugged it in there. These, however, much lower, as you can see. So I was a little disappointed in that. The durability, we're going to see over time how this shoe actually compares with the Targhee II. With the Targhee II, as you know in a previous video, I had all kinds of problems. This wearing out to the point where you can actually see this separated. I've contacted Keen, and I'm working with them on some sort of resolution, but I think they just wanted to placate and say, move on to the Targhee III and see how that compares, and I'll know in a few weeks. The leather held up just beautiful. This is top grain nubuck leather. There's all kind of materials out there that you can use as oils, all kind of waxes you can use to keep the soft and subtleness of this, and also to keep it waterproof as well. Again, the Targhee III's, great shoe and comfort, but I want to talk a little bit more in depth about how they're built in just a moment. The Targhee II's, like the Targhee III's, have the same foam. It's an EVA compression foam. Now the difference between that and PU being polyurethane, versus an EVA foam, which is an ethyl acetate vinyl acetate, EVA. Yes. So my understanding is, over the last year or so that I've really been studying shoes, is that the EVA has it can compress more, and PU is a little hardened, much more hardened, and it depends on how the chemistry set up in it. But the EVA is a much softer. It can take a lot more cushion, a lot more walking. That's why a lot of shoes use EVA. What happened with the Targhee II is that the EVA was so soft after a while that it actually had molds to the bottom of my feet where I pivoted or turned. Underneath my toe was a cavern. It felt like a cavern. If I could put my hand in here, it feels like this. Very uncomfortable after a while. And the Targhee III's are built the same, but we'll see how well they last and how long they last. Now I do a lot of miles, as I explained. I do a ton of miles in these. And I hope over time it don't exhibit the same. If it does, it will definitely change my attitude about Keen. Keen's a great shoe, well built, $135 at the big box store. Really anywhere. I think you can get them on Amazon for $125, something like that. Don't know if you have to pay shipping or not, but again, great shoe right out of the box, other than the heel slip. It's called Clean Sport NXT is the name of this. It just hit me. Clean Sport NXT basically has an odor control built in. As you can see, it's got a lot of holes in there. It's supposed to breathe real well. Much like this shoe has a breathable mesh on top, however still retaining it's waterproof. Just the way the chemistry and the fibers work in keeping it out. The toe bumper cap is still here. A good high-rise tongue, which I like. A lot of front material comes up in the work that I do, so it doesn't bury into my sock or my footies that I like to wear. It is built, however, a little different, and I wanted to show that to you. So on the Targhee IIs, it was leathered EVA foam directly. And this, although it didn't separate, it did start wearing in quite a bit. And the roll, I mean, they just got old. And is what some guy wrote me. He said, dude, your shoes just got old. Yeah, I guess they did. And it was about time. But when I look at this shoe and I say it's 6 to 8 months, shouldn't do that on a $135 shoe. This one's a little bit different. It runs a full added piece down here. Hopefully that'll compress or at least stay together. All double stitching all along. It's done really well. It's built really, really well. All this is just design in here. There's no function or form to that other than just, as you can see, it is just strictly perfect. Out of the box, they came no problems, no nicks, no sew threads. I look for those things to see how well a company cares for its quality on first inspection. And as you can see, it looks really, really nice. There is no lashing strap here across the toe like the Targhee IIs had. Targhee II had a lashing strap. What it basically did is it just kept your foot a little bit more control. These don't have it. Not that that bothers me all that much. These just a different look. It uses the leather here on the side as the shoelaces all the way up. And again, the final lashing strap right here actually works and controls the heel. Been over that, but I just really want to fully control it. Keen is very sharp on their responsibility to leather. This has come from a factory and a tannery in which it is clean leather and not gained in some other way illegally. So, and it's also, the animals are treated with some sort of respect and so forth. And you can read up on that. It's called LWG Tanneries. Like I said, it's the 4mm lugs on the bottom. Look really grippy. They have been so far. You can see this is just about 10 miles worth of walking. No chips, no dings, and that's what I look for. It's got some nice lift and drops. It's really nice, not too bad, nice and stable, nice and firm. Does have a little roll, but that's to be expected. It does have the shank in the middle to support that arch support and full length. That probably runs 3/4 of the shoe. Again, it just gives it more stability. Overall, the lacings have done a pretty good job. These are what they call counter threads. When they roll the thread, they roll them in a certain way so that when you tie them up and you lace them, they're not going anywhere. And I've had really good luck with that. They have not come undone. They have not pulled. When you tighten them up, I mean, they're tight, nice and tight. I can't pull that any tighter. I mean, because they bond with each other. They did a good job there. Again, it'll just take time to know whether or not this is the great shoe that we always know Keen to be. The other shoe to this would be the Voyager. This is the waterproof version. If you don't want a waterproof version, if you want more air and breathability, get the Voyager. This is a waterproof shoe. It adds probably about a ½ pound according to Keen. And it also, they ask that you probably go a half size larger. I'm 11.5, fit true to size for me. I've tried wearing just some basic arch supports with some TPU in it, basic arch supports, but no go as low as these heels are. So I'm gonna have to wear the shoe as it's made and designed, and I think that's okay. We'll see how it goes. Have a big day tomorrow. I'll be walking about 6 or 7. I do some of my big box stores tomorrow and some of my big gasoline petrol stations, and a lot of concrete, a lot of walking. Usually do about 8 miles on Wednesdays, if not a little bit more. And same with Thursday. Well, let's see, same with Tuesday. Gosh, seems like every day I do a lot of miles. And then on the weekends, when I do and I have projects, I do a lot of miles. So working on homes and so forth. So we'll find out about the rugged durability of Keen, and I'll give you an honest review in some months to come. But today's just a open how it feels, how it compares to the Targhee II. This is the Targhee III by Keen. This is Douglas Brown, DAB Greenscapes. I appreciate it. Long video, but I thank you, and I appreciate your support. I buy everything myself, and all I ask is a good thumbs up and subscribe if you like the channel. And tell me some other shoes you're looking for. I love the questions. They're good. I can answer them if I can. I have a lot of contacts in a lot of different places I've made over the last year, and I'll get you an answer. So here's the Keen Targhee III. We'll see how it goes. Douglas Brown, I'm out.